Alright. It's nap time actually. In the summer in the afternoon, you don't go out there in that sun and kill yourself. It's called siesta time. So you lay on the lanai. Nice cool drink under a porch ceiling fan. Yeah, that's the latest summer project. So lots of stuff to cover. You guys are giving me some good ideas. But hey, let's don't waste any time with preaching to the choir. Actually I was in the choir too. So much time wasted doing that stuff. Anyway, I was going to tell a story of how my sperm donor dad, the Baptist minister, taught me that you know, the whole preacher thing is just a scam. Not intentionally, but when he was talking to me about this other thing, I went and stayed with him when I went to find him and you know, to see what he was about. And he did his whole church thing, and I was hitchhiking down the 405 freeway going to Huntington Beach, and I got picked up by this guy who started talking to me about this Dare to Be Great program. That, you know, come and listen to this guy talk, man. You can have, you know, driving a Rolls Royce and this and that, a new car, whatever. So I, you know, I give him a half hour, listen to the spiel, and I kind of sort of bought it. So, you know, I went home and was going to ask my dad for like the $325 for the set of tapes, so I can like dare to be great. And he explained to me how that was all a pyramid scam, and you know, it's selling you a can of peas and it's really corn. And so but then he takes me to his church, and he's essentially doing the same thing to his captive audience, selling them a can of peas and it's really corn, GMO corn. So he was exactly what the other guy was. If you get people to believe you, then I guess they'll send you money. and no, I didn't start this YouTube thing for money or revenue from advertisements or anything other than a goof, because of Scott. and it's fun, and you know, I have lots of pictures, and I, you know, I'm a graphic artist. You know, I do airbrush and calligraphy, and it's just another medium to me. I'm more hands-on medium, actual lead on the paper, than I am, you know, clicks and giggles. And this is the clicks and giggle thing. But I have lots of photography of my work over the years. Even the stuff that I did for other people, mostly architectural installations I've done for other people, things I can't take with me. But, you know, started out in high school refinishing antiques, so I appreciate things made well. And so I may be doing what Scott's doing and do some content for patrons. And I think in that set of videos, I will actually do art. Like when I start throwing pots again, and I can do calligraphy. I could teach everybody how to write in calligraphy. It's so easy. I taught the 8-year-old son of the bartender in Italy. I mean, he was Italian. In France, little Italian boy comes up. I'm sitting at the bar doing postcards in calligraphy, and he's just fascinated by the caricatures. So I asked him, you know, his name. I think it was Robert. And so I did his name, and then, you know, he wanted to do it. So I gave him a beginning felt tip calligraphy pen and started showing him the half a dozen pieces that make up a letter, and he could understand it. I mean, I didn't speak Italian, he didn't speak English, but just by showing him, and then after about 20 minutes, you know, Papa comes over and, Pete, what are you drinking? You know, usual, Grand Marnier. So, fills up my snifter. Yeah. But, yeah, when kids know how to print, it's best to get them when they're young, and you can teach them that easy. And it makes them take more interest in whatever the heck they're doing if they have a writing skill that nobody else in their class has. So when I do that one, I'll make it PG, so you can share it with your kids or your grandkids, because I don't think I got that many young viewers. And if I get into doing jewelry or costume making or other stuff, you know, working on the truck, no one's going to want to watch me sand the truck and paint it. Although I got some pretty neat paint techniques when I start airbrushing. You could do airbrush. I have to give you the list of all the mediums I work in. It's just too crazy. But you name it, I probably work in it. So I'll probably do all, you know, put that stuff on that that other website he told me about, that patrons website. That way I'm not sharing it with every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's gonna like take it and use it on their, you know, cockroach it on their videos, because there's a lot of cockroaches out there in the video land. And so Scott's got to hit me to that copyright thing on YouTube. Oh, I got a good picture for the smug mug thing. I'll give some pictures of Scott, and he can put them on a smug mug thing, and you guys can. I got a picture of one of my bunnies that has a smug mug. It's self-explanatory. The picture. I have to load that one up. Give it to Scott. So you know, I'm not doing this for monetization initially. If it comes that way, that's, you know, that's okay. I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But my intention was just to put some things down on documentation. So these first ones are just feelers to see how and where I want to put that content. Already I've gotten some, you know, trolls. One guy calling my Lorena McKenna, or one of those videos in the thing, faggot music. Boy, you need to get a musical appreciation education. Talk about some stupid people on the planet. I can't tell you. And you know, we get the education that's lacking in this country is just it's one of the reasons I was on Facebook as long as I was, and on is why I'm still, you know, doing comments on YouTube, because so many people got so much wrong about so much stuff. It's just, you know, if you know, you should let other people know. And the religious thing, don't waste time. Okay, your life is short, and that's all. Not knowing, that's fate. You know, if I'm wrong, all you guys who believe in whatever your holy thing is, tell them to come and see me and tell me I'm wrong. Okay, but I don't think I am, and that's all that matters, because it's my life. And after we depart from this physical cavity, no one knows where our energy is going to go. No one knows. It could just go into a black hole and be there. So, you know, don't do the Disneyland, Hellfire and Brimstone, Tammy Baker, you know, Lake of Fire stuff. Anyway, think about in your life. I was thinking about this. Which teachers really impressed? You know, there's like, I could probably count them on one hand. You know, Mrs. Johnson in second grade came over to my drawing pad when I was like stuck on what to do, and she just made a big scribble. And she goes, draw something out of that. Ah, yeah, that was it. That was a bubble. And then in, let's see, I was in parochial school for a while, and that was a waste of time. But the only thing I learned that nuns say shit too. when they run that staple through their finger, trust me, they can swear like a sailor. But then there was Mr. Gearing, my homeroom teacher when I got out of the Catholic school and got back into a public school after confrontation with the nuns. I remember I didn't have him for a class, just a homeroom, 10-minute period for attendance and stuff. And he was a science teacher, and on his big tall desk in the front of the room next to the sink, he had 2 jars, one with a pink lung and one with a half-eaten black lung. And he goes, "This is smoker's lung." And both my parents smoked Lucky Strikes non-filter, and they both died when they were 68. And that's a killer. So he saved me from probably smoking cigarettes. I did in high school for like, a year and a half, maybe, Smoker's Corner. You go out and, 1 or 2 smokes at lunchtime to like, be grown up. Or when you're out on the weekends, you have 1 or 2 drinking with the, you know how we did it. I mean, at my height, and I could grow a mustache in my teens, I was in a bar when I was 15 years old in California. You got to be 21, but I was never, ever carded. When I go in to buy liquor in the liquor store, people would ask me, "Hey man, can you buy up for me?" And they're 2 years older than me. I'm 16, they're 18. Yeah. But it's attitude. Another in high school, my most influential teacher was Mr. Reeves, my architectural design, mechanical drawing instructor. I took him for several. And Mr. McCord, the crafts teacher, he hooked me into doing 2 classes back to back because he saw that I could already throw pots, because, started doing that when I was 8 years old at home. My parents took a community college class. My stepdad built a wheel. I taught myself to throw. So when I got to high school, I was like, I could do this blindfolded. So that's what he wanted me to do. Blindfold kids and teach them the center. The one girl, the blind girl, was the easiest one to teach because I just put my hands on her hands, like Ghost, and whoa, she picked it up like boom, because she's reading my fingers, not watching the clay. It was awesome. So those 2 in high school, Mr. McCord, Mr. Reeves, and then I went to 3 different high schools. In the second high school, it was uneventful. I did 2 semesters there. The last semester I did in the 3rd high school, and in that high school I had a government teacher that told me that the one that told me presidents were bought and sold. His name was Jackson. He was moonlighting, extra work. He was a Stanford professor, and he wasn't, I guess, making enough money in Stanford, so he's moonlighting as a high school teacher too, or maybe he's dual matriculating like I did. And so he probably stopped me from, like, going and dying in Vietnam. And that was about it. I haven't had really any college professors that, one. Dr. David Music in Colorado. I've actually, earning credits in a dozen universities and colleges, so I'm not going to go into those in detail, but I've mentioned a couple. Mainly because they got the studio and the kiln, and but now I have my own wheel and kiln, so I don't need to go to a college, and we have the internet, so I don't need their library. But they were good resources. A lifelong of learning is better than a lifelong of not learning, which most people, you know, graduate from the school of hard knocks, go on to Jerry Springer University, and then get their doctorate from TV for the rest of their life. It's sad. Sad, sad, sad. So, you are what you've lived, and if you know you haven't lived any education, well then, not educated. You don't, you can't get it all from life experience. You have to actually research things and study things and learn from people that have been doing things for 20, 25 years, hands-on, like my intaglio printmaking teacher, little Japanese guy. Oh, he was so meticulous, and we had to do everything just right, put the thing back just right, perfect, you know. And it all, in the end, it all comes out with the reasons why, because your print shows that you took all the steps, you didn't cut any corners, there's no smudges, and Jasper's photobombing. Huh. Oh, did you catch that fly? You catching flies, Jasper? Huh? Go lay down over there. You can go in the house if you want. You don't have to be out here. I know it's hot. So anyway, yeah, it looks like video specific. That's the idea. I can and those photo montages I'm going to do of, you know, my truck, you know, the history, and those kind of like video book things. Those can be on the sponsored videos. Come on, buddy, sit down here. Don't knock it. Don't knock it. I'm a good boy. You're so good. You're so good. Oh, see this shovel right here? It's got the it's got a metal handle. You know how you all your shovels with the plastic, the fiberglass handles or the wooden handles rot and break, and then you got to go buy another shovel. That shovel's got to be 20 years old, and that pipe is welded to the hilt of it, so it lasts forever. Oh, I missed it. Let's see if I can get it with the brush. No, missed it with that too. I want to knock it out of the way without getting up. Goodbye. Goodbye. There we go, out of the shot. What's up, Mango? Mango's down there in the pond, eating out the pond. We got to work on that pond, and he's going to do the hard work. The goat did the bridge. I'll show you the bridge later. She ate all that junky, invasive weed that we got crawling over everything, like the green slime. It has little purple flowers, but still, it's innocuous. It just covers everything. But they eat it, so that's good. I got to get the sheep thing happening, move them. So that's what I think I'm formulating with you guys' ideas and Scott's experience and my content. I'm getting it formulated to I'm going to proceed. I can do them on. I can do them on the train. That train thing. You saw the one video. There's a a group, Facebook group that started years ago. I was like one of the first 32 people in it for a garden scale thing. And that was kind of fun because you got, you know, enthusiasts from all over the world showing their setups and their techniques and for building and modeling, and that's a lot of fun. You can put the video, like I did, put the camera on the rail car and, you know, make a whole story. Move the people around, take another shot, you know, claymation. That would be crazy. Jasper, don't. You're gonna knock the thing, buddy. You're right next to it. You're right next to it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. What? Don't quit sniffing me. Oh, and I'm sorry about the muffin in the mouth when I'm talking. I won't do that no more. Live and learn. That records. Like, quit talking with food in your mouth. I can hear my mom. So, let's see. What? I can't even read my own chicken scratch sometimes. What? Oh, learning new tricks. Yeah, well, that's what I'm learning. But what's that picture? Oh, the picture copyright. I already talked about that. So another thing is, you know, I got some ideas that, you know, I'm not gonna put them on YouTube. I have a water bottle design that would, like, in the plastic thing. People would jump on the water bottle design with the same way they did paper clips and Post-its and going, well, yeah, well, why didn't somebody else think of that? That's so obvious. It's not a new material. It's just a design, and the design is just so duh that, you know. So if there's any patent attorneys out there, 6 degrees of separation, who knows? Hey, quit chewing on your butt. And the one that I can throw out there, because, like, I think probably they got it now, but I remember one time I was on the Kona side with my Pioneer Weatherman cassette player, and then the Sony Discmans came out, and they didn't have an underwater one of those, but, you know, they needed to do underwater headphones, combination earplugs, so you could have underwater music while you're scuba or snorkeling. Because when I was laying in the waves listening to music and just rocking in the waves, yeah, you need to go under the water with the music. And, you know, I mean, you can do it after the fact by, you know, doing the video underwater and adding music later, but the experience is better if you have the music in the water. The acoustics is amazing. I mean, you might attract sharks, but hey, they might rock out with you. They'll realize that, hey, that's good music. Or not. Bite you in okole. Alright, so that was a couple topics for the afternoon short nap time thing. I'm going to keep it short like that because I'm going to go lay down underneath the fan. Jasper, we'll go inside because I know these flies are bugging you out here, huh? Yeah. Alright. Hooey ho. If you have any requests, put them in the comments. I'll see what I can do.